Salt and supplements, what you need and why. If you have done any research at all on the carnivore diet, you have probably heard us all implore you that you need to eat extra salt during the first month. The quick version of this is if you feel off, take some sea salt and water. Headache, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt and a glass of water. Tired and sluggish, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt and a glass of water. Not feeling motivated, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt and a glass of water. About 95% of any of the problems you're gonna find during your first 10 days on the carnivore diet are cured with salt and water. Pretty good, right? The longer version of this is really kind of exciting and interesting for those of you that are interested in this, is the carnivore diet is a very anti-inflammatory diet. All of the plants that we eat have a little bit of kind of natural pesticides, natural herbicides built into them to protect them from predators. So our body, a healthy human body, can definitely take all of those toxins from the plants out of our system. But when it does that, it's kind of like if I had a foreign object embedded in my arm, there's going to be inflammation. Like it's going to send a little bit of extra blood and a little bit of white blood cells and stuff to get that foreign object out of my arm. It's the same as your digestive tract. There's a little bit of inflammation that's going to happen when we're eating the foods that our body sees as toxic and has to process away. So when we lose this inflammation, and inflammation is water weight, so like if my arm swole up, then there would be a slight amount of water weight. And that increase in water weight is just an increase in blood volume. So it's not fat, it is just water weight. But also chronic inflammation is very well known to be unhealthy for us. So getting rid of that chronic inflammation not only will make your pants fit better, like within 36 hours of starting the carnivore diet, but it will also give your body less stuff to have to deal with and less strain on your heart and an ability to actually deal with the actual problems, not just the constant food that we're eating. So getting rid of inflammation is incredibly healthy for us. But with that inflammation, as you know, salt is dissolved in water. So all of our bodily fluids are a little bit salty. And so when we get rid of that water weight, where water flows, salt follows. And so what happens is we kind of disrupt the electrolyte balance a little bit. We're losing, usually people lose like 3 to 5 to 7 pounds of this water weight. And when you lose that, there's less water in your body for the salt to be dissolved into. And salt is an electrolyte. It's super important for like maintaining nerve function, maintaining heart function, maintaining muscle function. Very, very important stuff. So as your body learns to adjust, and this for most people takes 30 days, you're gonna wanna take extra salt. And so your body will kind of slow you down and give you a headache if you're low on electrolytes. And so if you find that you have a headache, if you're sluggish, if you're tired, take some extra salt. Usually you can just put a little bit in your hand, put it in your mouth, and you're gonna sort of adjust and see how much salt you need based on your symptoms. So put it in your mouth and then swallow a big glass of water because you need the water to absorb that salt so it's not just salt going in, and then it can get into your cells in your body. So really the short version is exactly what I said. If you don't feel good on the carnivore diet, take salt. As far as other supplements go, that's going to be a call for you. I encourage you to take the minimum amount of supplements as possible because then you can get a really clear picture on what the carnivore diet is doing for you and how you're feeling on the carnivore diet. I know that for myself, I used to take probably 6 supplements a day until I started eating meat heavy keto. I started eating carnivore, and now I'm down to just taking one to detox heavy metals, TRS, which I can leave a link to below. But all of the other supplements that I noticed a difference when I took them versus when I didn't, I just don't need to take anymore. And so if you are taking like CBD oil for chronic inflammation, you might find that since the carnivore diet is an anti-inflammatory diet, you don't actually need to take it anymore. If you're taking like elderberry for immune function, again, you're getting the toxins out. Your body is able to respond to actual threats of viruses and bacteria, and you might not need that immune system boost. Of course, if you're taking medications, you're going to want to talk to your doctor. That's not something that I can decide for you. Then also along those lines for our diabetics, and this goes for either type 1 or 2, Ketoacidosis is something that comes in the presence of high ketones along with high blood sugar. So if your blood glucose is not well controlled and you get your ketones up, which they will be with the carnivore diet, that's something you need to work with your endocrinologist for, and that is actually a problem. The high ketones does not cause ketoacidosis unless it's also in the presence of high blood glucose. So for most of us that have normal blood glucose readings, that's something we never have to worry about. This is unique only with people that have diabetes. But in general, for the carnivore diet, supplementing with salt is really all that you need to do. This is a really minimalist diet, isn't it? So that's what we needed to cover with the salt. This is a very important video, but it's also very simple and you can definitely do this. Can't wait to see the progress you're making. Let me know for sure as you're going through this what the signs are for you that you need salt and how you feel before and after, because it's really a dramatic difference. I'll see you back later.